true, Barbara.
Welcome back, Michael.
That's not the intro.
Why not?
It's
Why
not
can't
the
it be?
intro. I'm not the audience that you're supposed to be talking to.
Well, you're here in my home. This is my abode.
Yeah, but I'm not the
You're
audience.
in my private establishment.
Okay, I'll
You're
do it.
doing business here.
Welcome back to the Deadlight Society. I'm Michael,
I'm Adam.
and he's an idiot. Okay, so this week we are diving into Firestarter, which at the time of this recording, it just came out. But I know that this is going to release a few weeks after the movie did, so it's not brand new to you, but it's pretty new to us at this moment. So not many reviews are out just yet, but from what's out, not looking very good.
Yeah, I have no hopes for this, like, going into it at all.
Yeah, it's... You know, we're both in horror groups on Facebook, and, you know, people are sharing stuff on there, and just word of mouth as well that, you know, this is just not very well done, I guess.
Yeah, we're also not watching this, like, directly as it comes out. Like, we're watching this a few days after.
Yes.
And we're watching it separately.
Yes. So...
Fortunately, it
It's,
had to happen.
it's streaming on Peacock right now, so if you have, like, Xfinity or something, you get
Yeah, if
Peacock.
you have Xfinity, it comes with your internet subscription.
Yeah, so...
And then it's is it 84 that the original came out? 82 or 84?
Something like that, yeah, I don't know that you're up
Yeah, no, the 80s Firestarter and the 2022
Or both.
Firestarter are both streaming right now.
This one, the 2022, is an hour and 34 minutes long. It's rated R. The director is Keith Thomas, who has The Vigil under his belt. I've never seen that, but it's a movie that he's done. So haven't heard much from him. So I guess like a newer director, I suppose. The cast for this was promising. You know, when they announced who was in it, Zac Efron is obviously in this as one of the main characters. And then they also have Ryan Cara Armstrong, who she's previously the little girl, I think it's Vicky from It Chapter 2, the little girl that chases the firefly and Pennywise kills her. That's that little girl. And she's also in the most recent most recent American Horror Stories season. I forget what that one was called, but she played the little girl in there that was really good at playing the violin, and she did really well in that. So, you know, coming into this, hoping for a good acting experience as well from her.
I'm so like hit or miss on like child actors anymore. Like it's really hard for me to give faith. I mean, Stranger Things definitely turned
Oh yeah,
like my opinion a lot.
yeah, they were
But I
great.
think too many directors now are like depending on like child actors to carry scripts. But like the Stranger Thing cast was all meticulously cast.
Yeah.
And like they went through a lot to get to like where they're at acting wise.
Yeah.
So like I think a lot of directors are trying to look at that and be like, oh, now I can just cast any kid and they're going to carry my movie, but it's not really the case most of the time.
Yeah. The Stranger Things cast is phenomenal, that's for sure. Like even the first season, like when they were really little, dope.
Yeah. I'd like to say the same about It too.
Yeah.
Like their child cast is really good as well.
Oh, yeah.
But then you also have kids from Stranger Things.
Yes.
Like so.
Yeah, that's true. Kurtwood Smith makes an appearance in this as well, and he's known from That 70s Show, and they right now are in production for the spin-off of That 90s Show, which I know I'm very excited for. That 70s Show is my favorite TV show of all time, so when I saw his actor credit in this as I was researching, I literally like screamed to myself, and I was like, what? Kurtwood Smith?
I'm hoping I didn't look into like any of the background stuff on That 90s Show. Is it like the same writers and stuff from That 70s
Yeah.
Show?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is. Okay,
Uh-huh.
awesome.
And they're all going to make
All right.
appearances now besides Danny Masterson, but that's because of his, you know, sexual assault.
Oh, did fucking Eric? What's his
Topher Grace?
Topher Grace, yeah. That he finally like signed on.
Yeah, they're
to,
all coming
like,
back.
be awesome.
All of them except for Danny Masterson. But,
He's a creep.
yes. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know if they're all going to be main characters. I know the story is supposed to, like, follow Kitty and Red and Donna and Eric's daughter. Like those three are
Yeah,
going to
so,
be like
like,
the main
Donna and
characters.
Eric have to be like at least a big part.
I'm-
Maybe like a Bob and Midge kind of
Yeah.
scenario where they're in some episodes but not others.
I mean, it would be nice. I'm like they all are coming back, so I'm hoping that maybe they'll play a bigger role than we're thinking right now. Just because when it was first released, that they were making it, none of the cast was set to return besides Kitty and Red. So it was just like, okay, hopefully they come back, and if they do, like whatever. But now it's confirmed that they are coming back, so maybe they'll give them a bigger role. I guess we'll find out. But
That's awesome.
yeah, I can't wait. I'm super stoked for that. But you know, Kurtwood Smith has a credit in
I'm
this.
amazed how long Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher's relationship has lasted.
Yeah.
Like, it's the one Hollywood relationship that just seems to just, no matter what the fuck happens, it's like, oh yeah, they're still good.
Yeah.
They're still kicking.
And that's actually funny because, you know, for interviews from them, when they were doing this show, like, they hated each other. Ashton Kutcher hated her. He thought she was really annoying.
What the fuck?
Yeah. He did. He thought she was so annoying. She was also, like, way younger than the rest of them.
Oh yeah, she was
Like-
like 16 and then like lied
Yeah.
about it, right?
Yeah, I think she was, like, 14 or 15.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Because she just moved from Russia.
Yeah,
at the time.
one of those. I don't know exactly
Yeah,
which country.
Russia or Ukraine.
Yeah, might have been Ukraine. But yeah, she came over and she's like, "Oh, when will you be 18?" She's like, "On my birthday," and she just didn't say which birthday.
Oh my god.
She's not wrong.
Jesus Christ.
She's not wrong. But yeah, so that's funny that they didn't like each other, and now they're married and have children. So that's dope.
Seem to have a very healthy relationship.
Yeah, it seems that way. I mean, I think they're a really cute couple, and just seeing their relationship on that 70s show, and now it's like real life. And obviously, they're not the same people as that show, but just cool to see that's how it turned out to be, and you know, cool. But again, getting off track a little bit here.
Who cares?
Right into that 70s show, but it's okay.
Every episode's gonna be a relaxed episode. Like, it's just
Pretty
how we
much,
are.
especially the ones that we're watching on our own and like not together with, because like when we have a plan to do a movie and watch it together, we kind of tape the intro obviously before we watch the movie, so then like it's planned and deliberate of what we're going to talk about. And we're doing more relaxed ones when we've already watched it on our own time. It's just like, okay, we'll just dive right into this, that, or whatever, and it's like, so they're just more relaxed. So this is another one, just like it Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 was.
We're still gonna have our trailer break for this.
Yes.
We just didn't do the trailer break for it chapters 1 and 2 because
Two
it was
movies.
2 movies,
Yeah.
and we didn't have 6 minutes of trailers throughout the whole podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this one's still gonna have our trailer break and our normal second part.
So, since this movie is about a little girl that has powers and her family, obviously, what superpower do you think that you would want to have?
I'm kind of leaning towards like just the pyrokinesis and being like a basic bitch about it.
Basic
it's
bitch.
Firestarter, and I want to be all Human Torchy.
Okay. I mean, it's not like basic bitches. I feel like nobody would really say that. Not many people would say that, I don't think.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like more people than you'd expect would come out
Maybe.
and be like, I want to set fires to fucking everything.
Wow. Uh-oh.
I mean, yeah, that's probably. I don't know how many people are closet arsonists.
Yeah, God, I hope not that many. Fuck.
I think from a practicality standpoint, it's probably the best to have just like in your utility belt to just be like fire.
Fire. I mean, yeah, if you're ever stranded, you got a fire in the back of your pocket, literally.
Yeah, like it's so useful.
Yeah. And it's not a bad choice. I guess for me, I'm the basic bitch because I'd rather just be able to fly. And that's like really like basic because like it's not really a power. Can't really do anything with it besides just
I
fly.
don't know, like are we talking about like the serum that they like give you in like the Firestarter movie for like the shine powers?
Could. I mean, that's what I don't know.
Like I don't know what powers are actually like what are just shine abilities and what are like superpowers. But like I guess if we're going like full superpower like X-Men shit, like yeah, flying.
So I feel like
It'd
it's
be
any.
cool, but no, I won't.
Yeah.
I won't be all Human Torchy.
That's fair. That's what I mean. Flying is boring, but I have lots of dreams all the time that I'm able to fly. So I just feel like flying would be like so cool to be able to do that. If I had a choice of any superpower in the world, I'd probably say that I want to fly.
I thought we were gonna get into like a therapy session.
A
Like,
therapy
I've had this recurring dream over and over again. I don't know what it means.
It means I want to fly. No, but I think that's really it. And I know that's super boring, but I just want to be able to fly. I just think that would be cool. Just like, can you imagine just standing in front of somebody for 1 second and then they just piss you off and you're just like, all right, see you later, and just fucking go.
Freak them the fuck
Right?
out.
And they'd be like, whoa, what the fuck? And they're like, yeah, bye. I don't know. I just think that'd be cool.
Would you even need an education anymore if you could fly?
Fuck no. I can live in the sky, bitch.
You still gotta eat and probably need somewhere to live.
Well, I could just swoop down as somebody's ordering McDonald's or something, and just take
be
their
like an
fucking
eagle,
bag and go.
just like grow talons and just
Right.
like eat fish.
Or that, I guess. I don't like fish though, but I'd steal somebody's.
You're a fucking liar. You fucking devour tuna, and I know
Okay,
you do.
tuna, that's
You're a
different.
bitch.
I like
Don't
tuna
fucking
fish.
lie to the listeners.
I don't like fish though, like just fish.
Tuna is fucking fish.
No,
fish.
like I get it's fish, but like fish that you just cook on a plate and just eat the fucking
If
fish.
I
No.
cooked like a tuna steak and put it in front of you, you would still eat it.
Maybe, but I
An
don't.
ahi tuna steak, yeah, you would fucking eat it.
Maybe, but I don't like just other fish. Then I don't know how do I differentiate between tuna fish and just regular fish? I don't know.
It's really just a lot of seasoning. Like you just
I don't
haven't
like the
had
taste.
good seasoned fish.
I don't like
Probably.
the taste. I don't like it. When we go to seafood
it's cookie
places,
fish.
when we do our vacations every summer, and we go to this one seafood place, I always get a burger.
What an asshole.
I'm like the only one there, like a
Not
burger
even like
or a
a
wrap.
crab cake
No,
sandwich.
I don't really fuck with seafood like that. Like shrimp, I like shrimp. I like tuna fish. I like lobster. That's about it. Why the fuck are we talking about what seafood that I like?
Because you lied about fucking not liking fish and I pissed me
No,
off.
I did not lie. I like tuna fish and shrimp and lobster, and that's about it.
That is fish.
Okay, bitch, but that's not all fish.
You're still a liar.
Okay, I lied. I'm sorry. Why the fuck are we talking about this? I don't know. To the next topic. I don't even know where we were at.
Talking about superpowers. Because I questioned how you would like feed yourself, and I said you'd grow eagle talons.
Oh, yeah, no thanks. All right, so let's get back into this movie talk a little bit. I'm going to read the description off of Google for Firestarter 2022. It's a couple desperately tries to hide their daughter Charlie from a shadowy federal agency that wants to harness her unprecedented gift for turning fire into a weapon of mass destruction. Her father taught her how to defuse her power, but as Charlie turns 11, the fire becomes harder and harder to control. When a mysterious operative finally finds the family, he tries to seize Charlie once and for all, but she has other plans.
I hate how they just call it a shadowy federal agency. It's like, even in the book description, if you pick up the back of the book, it says the shop. Like, just call it the shop.
Yeah.
Or like a shadowy federal agency called the shop. Like, I hate how it's so broad. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
It has a specific name, and it's a good fucking name.
Yeah. But basically just, this little girl that can set shit on fire and do all kinds of crazy shit. They just want to use her powers because it's a incredible power to have. And, they try to find this family, whatever. And, yeah, that's the premise of the movie, really. It's just all that happening. And, I don't know. I feel like it's a good story. Like, it's interesting. And I'm curious to see how it plays out.
Like I said, I never read the book or watched the
Yeah.
original movie, so I know a little bit just like through pop culture and stuff, but that's just
Yeah. So I don't think that's all we have pre-discussion, right? Unless you have anything else.
that's everything.
Okay. All right. So we're going to cut. We're going to go watch the movie, and then we'll be back with some spoilers. So, go watch it if you have not seen it yet. It's streaming on Peacock, and it is also in theaters. So we'll be back.
Enjoy your trailer.
Daddy,
What's going on, sweetie?
something feels weird. Something's changing.
You remember the tools we taught you, right?
Pencil, desk, paper, shoes. You're weird. Everything okay, Charlie? It happened again.
What happened?
The bad thing.
If you ever start to lose control, what do you do?
It didn't work.
She's not a robot, Annie. She's a little girl. With little girl emotions, which are wildly unpredictable.
Charlie?
She just has to shove it down and keep it hidden.
Our responsibility is getting her ready.
Our responsibility is to protect her.
Charlie?
If they catch her, they're gonna put her in a cage.
Charlie?
They're gonna run tests on her for the rest of her life. We'll never see her again.
If who catches me?
Something's happened. I need it handled with discretion. And I need her back alive.
Holy shit. Do you know what it means to be on the run?
Bad men are after us. Really bad.
I hate living like this! You're special, Charlie. I'm not special. I'm a monster! Charlie! Charlie!
I want to help her.
You want to use her. Charlie? Don't be stupid.
Where's Mommy?
Do you feel that? Let her go or it's gonna get a lot worse.
Where's Mommy? Tell me now!
She's the first of her kind. A real life superhero.
You need to understand how to use it. It can't be a reaction. It's gotta be a decision. That's the only way that you can control it. She's becoming a young woman.
I'm not going to jail.
And someday soon, you're gonna change the world. She may be capable of a nuclear explosion. Run, Charlie! On your knees! Simply with the force of her mind. The whole world going to hell. Promise me that you'll never use your gifts to hurt people.
I'll only hurt bad people, I promise.
Trust me, Charlie. You don't have to be afraid. Please,
I can help you.
Liar, liar. Pants on fire. I don't want to hurt anyone. But it feels kind of good.
And we're back.
Are we back?
I guess so.
Are we?
We're back.
Okay.
We watched this, and yeah, I kind of agree with the initial ratings that were coming out.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's not really. I haven't read the book, but I don't think it's a good adaptation at all.
It's a shame because I really did have high hopes with the cast that's in this movie, Zac Efron and the little girl Ryan Kiera Armstrong. I don't know. I expected more, I guess, and it's kind of a letdown just because I expected more. But I mean, we'll get into some spoilers now. So this is your last spoiler warning if you'd like to go watch this movie. It's streaming and it's also in the theaters, so go watch it. I'm not going to tell you not to watch it. I still think it's worth watching, I guess. If you
watch every movie we talk about.
Yeah, so I'm not going to really tell you to, besides Midsummer, right?
Yeah, don't watch Midsummer. It's a waste of
But
time.
I'm not going to tell you to not go watch a movie, even if it's bad, because I still feel like you should experience it, unless it's like something that's super long and so unnecessary, then don't. But like, this is only an hour and 34 minutes.
So the It miniseries and
Midsummer, yeah. But this one's only an hour and 34 minutes. It's really not that bad to sit through. You could definitely watch it. It's not like you can't, sit here and watch it, but it's just you'll see once you do dive into it if you do. But I think for us, for a fear or flop rating, I know I'm going to give it a flop, and I'm probably going to give it like a flop 3. I'm not going to give it too high. I don't think it deserves like a flop 7 or 8 or anything like that. I'm going to give it a flop 3. Just kind of expected more, and it kind of let me down with a few of the things that happened in here. But what about you?
I'm at a flop 5. I didn't expect much, but that's bad. It's so boring.
Okay, so he didn't expect much. I expected more, but yeah, the whole premise here is just like they could have avoided this whole thing had they just homeschooled this little girl.
Yeah, I can definitely see it being stopped with homeschooling, but you also got to remember that it's based on a Stephen King story already.
Yeah.
And so like source material's already there. He already wrote it. What are you gonna do with that?
I get it.
Piece of info.
I do. I get that. I don't know. Like, if they would have just changed that little detail around, I think, and like just had her, I don't know, like she's outside playing or something, and some kid gets hurt or something happens, like outside of the scope that they're able to control, then I think I would have appreciated it a little bit more. Just because like it's a dumb decision to have your kid who can set shit on fire, and just let her go to public school.
I would definitely like to see directors taking more creative choices and like fixing flaws that they maybe recognize in source material.
Yeah.
Or even just like their own spin on stories. like, I don't. A lot of it is based on like the writers and everything else, and the whole other team and whatever studios behind it and what they want the outcome to be. But I definitely would like to see more directors putting their creative spin on stuff.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you can't please everybody, because then even if they start doing that, you're gonna have people who complain like, "Oh, like you should have left it alone." So it's like there's I'm not complaining to say like that he should have did it this way or he should have did it that way. I'm just like, I don't know. I would have appreciated more had it been something else. But that's just my opinion. Again, we don't claim to be like, my opinion doesn't mean anything. I'm not, you know what I mean? But I just, for me, it would have made more sense to just have something else. Like, don't put her in public school. Like, why would you do that? You know she has powers. You know, like she, especially now as she's becoming a little bit older and kind of like getting ready to go through puberty or whatever, and that's when it's supposed to start like really happening more and her not able to control it. So like, at least maybe for that period of her life until she's able to control it, like just take her out of school for a minute. Let her like, you know, learn how to control this and I don't know. That's just my take. That's probably not, you know,
it's
relevant, but
it's a lot of stubborn people trying to make like the right choice for a little girl, and they're all just failing.
pretty much, yeah. Because even with it, you know, her mom and dad are constantly arguing. The mom wants her to learn how to do it and control it, and you know that obviously means her doing it more often, but being able to control it. And whereas her dad is like, no, like she doesn't have to use it at all, like it's dangerous. And you know, with him, with his push ability and like his eyes bleed after he uses his power, he doesn't want hers to get to that point. It's like, I get that, but there's just, I don't know, it's like there was no agreement, and it just ended in disaster. Complete disaster. And I mean that happens. That's real life, I guess. But I mean, not the fire part, but like just real life, not being able to agree on something, and shitty stuff happens. So I get that, but I just, her character too. Like I feel like she very much resembled the character that she played in American Horror Story. For those of you who have seen the last season, where she played the little girl who was kind of more like on an evil and mischievous side, where she, you know, wanted to do bad things, kind of. And it's like, it's almost mirroring this movie, whereas like she knows that the bad thing's happening and she's kind of just like okay with it. Like
Yeah, I hate that. She's so unsympathetic.
Yeah.
Like everything she does always seems to have like this bratty attitude behind it. Like, I know this is wrong to do it, but I'm gonna keep doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And it's just,
like when
I realize you have the power, but like, and it's going to come out in stressful situations. But you're treating everybody just like shit, and you have like this air of superiority over everybody, and I don't like you as a character.
Yeah, like even, you know, she sets her mom's arms on fire, and then after that, like she recognizes that was the wrong thing to do, but not even that it was the wrong thing to do, because when she's in the car with her dad, she's like, it was supposed to be you, like it was an accident.
Yeah, she has no remorse for like the worst thing that she's done so far, and it at that moment, I think that's when I was like, okay, like I'm done with this movie. Like, fuck Charlie. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, that was kind of the scene where I was just kind of like, okay, like, you know, again, it's more of like a preference for me. Like, I just would have appreciated her being more sympathetic and like maybe like wanting to control it, not being able to do it, but like being sympathetic at that fact, like not meaning to do it. Like when the cat scratches her and she sets the cat on fire. Like, I get it, you're angry, like, okay, the cat scratched you, but like set it on fire. Even if it's not on purpose, like it was just like I don't know, like you set the cat on fire because it scratched you.
For me, that was like the only good scene in this entire movie. No. Like, I know you hate it because cat's dying, but like in a horror sense, it's the only good horror that you see in this whole fucking thing.
I mean, I can agree with you.
You have the car scene too towards the end when she's going into the shop. But even that one, it's still, because you see it earlier with the cat, it kind of loses all sense of like anything. It doesn't have any impact.
Yeah.
And plus, you don't meet that character at all. So when he dies, it's just a dead body.
Yeah. I can agree with you that it's like one of the only things that really like horror wise kind of happens in here that it's
the most shocking out of everything, I think.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, I was definitely surprised. I mean, not surprised as in like you didn't see it coming, because as soon as they showed the cat, I was
you
like,
know what's
oh,
gonna
she's gonna set that cat on fire, isn't she? And she sure did. And then her dad comes over and he's like, well, you have to put it out of its misery now. So she just lights it up a little bit more, and I'm just like, okay, like, no, sure, like, don't break its neck or anything, just set it on fire again. Like, sure.
Well, I don't know what temperature like she burns shit at, but she cremates bodies.
Yeah.
So, like, it has to be hot.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But that's what happens in the car then too. Like, she burns the guy because he's reaching for a gun to shoot her. And she's like, well, he's hurt, gotta put him out of his misery.
Yeah.
And then just flames the fucking dude and kills him.
Yeah, I remember that too now.
It is cool, but it's like, it's so... I don't like how they twist that.
That's what she just, I don't know, she just seems like there's no sympathy. Like, it's just like, oh, gotta put him out of its misery. Like,
Yeah, this whole movie is so remorseless.
yeah, and I'm not, that's not necessarily a bad thing, I guess, depending on what kind of movie you're trying to make. But like, for this movie in particular, I just feel like it didn't make sense for it to be that way. And
It's a family drama. Like,
Yeah.
you need that family drama aspect. But like, the mom dies first 20 minutes of the movie, and then like you're in this weird chase with Charlie and the dad, but it doesn't ever go anywhere, and like there's never any like bonding moments with Charlie and her dad where it's like you both sense that there's some character there between them and that they love each other and have good chemistry. You don't get anything out of these characters. Like, you don't feel like they're related at all.
yeah, there's just no development in any sense, and it's just it's flat. I think that's kind of
Yeah,
kind
definitely.
of how I described it right after watching it. Just like flat and just not like nothing's holding it together the right way.
No, and I think a lot of it is because the director, when I listened to a couple interviews, he was saying that he wanted to streamline a lot of like the dialogue-y stuff from the book and like what the 1984 movie did, where it was like a lot of the family drama aspect of it. He wanted to streamline that all into like more of an actiony horror film.
Well, he did
But
that.
when you take all of that out, you're left with just scenes and nothing to like actually back those
Yeah.
scenes up.
Glue it together and like make it make sense. And like, I don't know, you don't have any sympathy for any of the characters again. And not that you need that in a movie, and especially a scary movie, but
I disagree. I think you have to at least have one relatable character in the entire movie.
Well, yeah.
If you go through an entire movie where there's not one single relatable person, there's no reason to make that movie.
The new Texas
Because
Chainsaw
no-
Massacre, baby, that one right there.
I still have yet to watch it.
Aye.
But that's the thing is like, if no one in your audience can put themselves in the shoes of your characters in your movie, you're making a bad movie. Somebody has to be able to relate to this to be able to like have any impact.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I definitely agree. That's one of my main dislikes in this is that I don't feel anything for any of the characters. Like, I really don't care what happens to them. I don't care if they're, while they're on the run, if they get caught or not. Like, I feel bad for the characters that they interact with that have, like, died for no reason, or, like, the farm guy that, he's there and he's trying to help them, and then he finds out that they're wanted.
Even Mur's like a piece of shit. Like, he's the one who calls the cops on them and gets them fucking caught
Yeah.
up and like gets Zac Efron's character caught by like the bounty hunter guy who kills the mom in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just like this random bounty hunter throughout this whole movie that's just there who also has like shine abilities or like telekinetic abilities.
Yeah.
That kills the mom in the beginning and then just like is chasing them throughout. He's like sent by the shop. Basically just does their bidding.
Yeah.
Like his character even, it's so shallow and there's like nothing besides, okay, the shop hurt me and I have these abilities that they're trying to use against everybody.
Yeah. And just his character in general, just like, and how she reacts to him, especially at the ending, is kind of something that definitely didn't sit right with me, I guess. Like, this whole movie, after he kills her mom, she's basically just like like she wants to kill him. Like she wants to see him. She wants to kill him. She wants to set him on fire. She can't wait. Like she wants to avenge her mother's death. And then the ending comes around. All that shit happens, and they get out of this. They get out of there. Out of this. What is it? The shop.
Yeah.
They get out.
I call it the shop
Okay.
because that's what it is in the book.
Yeah.
But they don't. I don't think they really specify.
It's
or
just like
actually
an
call it that.
institution, like
Yeah.
some type of like science.
I think they call it the hospital or something
Yeah.
in the actual movie. But like, I want the actual fucking name of it. It's the shop.
Okay. Well, anyway, they escape from there, whatever. And the ending scene is literally just her like leaving with him. Like she spares him when she finally gets to see him. Like he like kneels down and everything. Like he's ready for her to kill him. Like that's what he's kind of waiting for. And then she spares him, and then they leave, and she's on what I don't was it the, where they were like a beach or something. Or like
Somewhere.
by
I
the
don't
water.
remember.
They were by the
Yeah.
water somewhere, and the dude comes up next to her, and then they just like leave together. Like, what is that? Your dad now or something? Like, what
Yeah,
the
they
fuck
leave
happened?
together holding hands. It's like, what the fuck was all that? Like the whole entire fucking movie, you're trying to kill each other, and then at the end, you're just walking off into the sunset holding hands because now Charlie went through the whole shop and killed everybody.
Yeah, like her mom's dead, her dad's dead, so she doesn't have anybody. I get that, but like, I don't like he killed your mom, and you're just gonna like leave with him.
Yeah, like he's literally one of the reasons why you're here.
Yeah.
Like regardless if the shop sent him after, he could have made that decision in the moment to not kill the mom. And yet at the end it's supposed to have some sort of character growth, but they don't see any part of him or any part of like his mind changing about what he's doing throughout the whole movie.
yeah,
You only see like him trying to kill Zac Efron and Charlie. I don't even know the dad's name. I just keep calling him Zac Efron.
Andy.
Okay, Andy. You see Andy and Charlie throughout the whole movie running away from this guy, and he's just trying to kill him. And then at the end, you just walk off into the sunset holding hands.
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense.
It was so confusing to me when it happened, and I was looking at my TV, and I'm just like, wait, what? Did that just happen? Like that? Okay, cool. And I don't know if that's in the book. But I don't know if there's supposed to be some other type of meaning behind that.
I think there's more character growth with him specifically. Like there's a whole there's chapters dedicated to his
That's what I mean. Like
story.
it's just what they show from him in this. It doesn't really give you it doesn't make much sense why she would do that. Like there's
It's all the streamlining they tried to do.
Yeah.
I swear.
I mean, yeah, obviously, but it's just I don't know. Like I don't know. Like it's like what's the story behind him? Why would she do that? Like why would she just and like I guess like logically trying to think of it in the moment, it's just because like I said, like her mom and dad is dead now, and he's just somebody who's there. He has like the same ability, not the same abilities, but he has abilities like she has abilities, so they're like the same person in a way. So like maybe she knows that like he's the only other person in the world that's going to understand and be able to like take care of me. So maybe that's like I don't know.
You can offer training, I guess, too. but
Yeah, like, it's what I don't know.
It's such a stretch when you don't have any backstory.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm assuming that that's kind of the thinking behind it. If I'm wrong, and if anybody out there has read the book and you want to inform us on what's going on here, because we haven't read it, so we're not sure. But just make it make sense to us, because it doesn't make sense.
No,
It
no,
don't
no.
make sense. And also, can we talk about the liar liar pants on fire scene?
I fucking hate this scene so much. It's so stupid. It's trying to be funny and just like, oh, I could squeeze this into my Firestarter
Yeah.
movie. Liar, liar, pants on fire. And it's just to this completely unsuspecting woman. Like, I would understand if it's like a one-liner to somebody who she's had beef with
Yeah.
this entire fucking movie. It's just to a random fucking woman who was in the hallway who's like unfortunately
Yeah.
there. Like, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
That's true. I didn't.
Fuck this.
Honestly, if she would have said that to somebody that she was like in a feud with this whole time, like even if she would have did that to the guy as he's there, and she would have said something like, I feel like it would have been so much more impactful and just like a dope line to say.
Yeah.
But just the fact that she said it to just this random girl who's like begging for her life, like, no, please, like she didn't do anything, and then she's just like, liar, liar, pants on fire, and just sets her fucking her shit up. So
It's
it's
so
like,
dumb. Like, she's so remorseless. She's a remorseless killer throughout this entire fucking movie.
Yeah.
And I hate her.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
Maybe that's the horror of this movie, and that's why it's supposed to be considered horror. Is fucking Charlie?
Yeah.
This is a horror.
I mean, maybe it's the way that it went out. It surely seems that way, like the way that it's played through. But I just that scene is just it did make me laugh regardless, even just because she said it, and it's like, okay, like that's funny. But it would have been better if it was to somebody who she actually hated, 100%. That would have been dope.
Yeah, can we also talk about the Kurtwood Smith fucking scene that just doesn't mean anything?
Yeah.
He's literally in here for 5 fucking minutes and then just never brought up again.
Yep.
Like half of the other scenes in this movie where everybody's just brought up for 5 fucking minutes as like, haha, wink wink, look at the book. And then just it never goes anywhere.
Yeah, that was disappointing. I mean, he's obviously, or at least I'm thinking, he's the dude, the voice in the very beginning that's doing like the interviews of the people who they're going to give the experimental drug to. It's probably him doing it. I'm like 99% positive, but you don't see his face, you don't see anything, you just hear his voice talking to them. And then, you cut to halfway through the movie or whatever when the new director of that hospital or whatever is like trying to talk to him about it. And like you see him for like 2-3 minutes and then you never see him again, never ask him for any more advice.
Like, they treat him like he's some legacy character.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's supposed to be playing the doctor from the 1984 movie or, like, what the hell's happening there. But, like, he's not the same actor as he was in the first one, so there's no point in, like, even if that's the same guy, there's no point in putting that emphasis on him for, like, that little spotlight of time.
Yeah.
Like, the character doesn't mean anything to the story, so you can take all of that out.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up to see if there was like something in the original movie, but he's definitely not listed here. So I don't know. I was hoping when I saw his actor credit in here that he'd have a bigger part, but I mean that's just my personal bias because I like that 70s show. So whenever I see an actor from that show in something, I'm always excited to see their development into the show or movie that I'm watching. But he was only there for like 5 minutes, so that's cool. Whatever. Also, another little quote, Zac Efron called her a little buttery muffin at some point in this, and I cracked the fuck up. What is that nickname? A little buttery muffin. Cool.
It makes me cringe. It's like, it's not a good nickname to call anybody.
Yeah, no, I don't remember when he said it to her. I'm going to assume it was like towards the end because I have it written on my notes like towards the end of the page. So I feel like that's when, but I don't remember exactly what scene. But yeah, just called her a little buttery muffin. And I was just like, right.
Wait, there's also that fucking stupid cigarette scene or the cigarette lighter scene on the beginning of this movie that goes absolutely nowhere. It's like she's playing with the lighter and then Andy comes out and starts talking to her. He's like, where did you find that? You said you'd quit. Nowhere else in the movie does he say that he smokes. He's never seen with a cigarette.
Yeah.
He's never, like, nothing
that's
ever happened.
But his job is that he uses his ability, his push. And he's like a smoke-free counselor or something, so he'll have sessions with people. He'll charge them $100 for $100 a session, 3 sessions, and by the end of it, they won't smoke anymore. They won't want to smoke. They'll have no desire to smoke, and it's because he has this ability that he uses where he like clicks his neck and like does something weird with like his eyes, and then like he pushes this ability to them. I was like, it's called the push. It's ability. And even after the first session that they showed, the lady was like, oh, I feel like 100 times better, like I don't have any desire. And then it cuts, she leaves the spot and his eyes just start like bleeding blood, and I'm just like, yuck.
And I don't know if that's like supposed to hint at like him taking on like the smokers, like, I guess, burden.
Yeah, or they're like addiction.
Yeah.
Taking it from them, yeah.
But like, I don't know if he's taking it from them or if he's just persuading them to fucking do this, or like what the fuck's happening. But literally that fucking scene in the beginning, it doesn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah. There's a lot of things in here that don't make sense. It's kind of in there to just to dramatic effect or whatever, trying to make a movie. But
Just push the fucking timestamp further.
yeah, I don't know. Like I said in the beginning, I had really high hopes for this, and it just kind of really let me down. I mean, and I know I'm not alone in that, because like I said, even the first day this movie came out, I was looking at some of the reviews and looking up at some of the Facebook groups, and just a lot of people are just shit talking it and just, it's not good, and I'm just like, oh, it can't be that bad, right? And then I finally watch it, and I'm just like,
It's that bad.
guess it's that bad. Okay. So that's disappointing, and I'm really not very critical when it comes to movies. At least I don't think that I am. There's a lot of movies that I like that a lot of people don't like. So I feel like I'm normally more relaxed when it comes to this stuff, but just certain things, I'm just like, doesn't make sense. Why would they do this? Why would they do that? And like, I do understand that it's not his original idea. It's obviously based off of a Stephen King book. So I don't know how the book went. I'm not sure like the direction that it's supposed to go. I don't know. But if this is what it is in the book and he followed it like, to a T, then it's confusing.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I don't know.
I definitely hear a lot of Stephen King fans say like Firestarter is not their favorite book too. So
Well, wait, like we said last week with Stephen King being in It Chapter 2 and as the bookkeeper, and he tells Bill when he asks to sign his book, he's like, "Oh, do you want me to sign it?" He's like, "Nah, the ending sucked." Well, guess what, Stephen King? The ending sucked, okay? Jeez, yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like this movie. Sorry.
no, it's flop 5.
Yeah, flop 3 for me still. I'll keep it out of 3. Still recommend you go watch it. Like we said, definitely go check it out. Even though it's a flop from us and from many other people, still think you should go watch it just to check it out. But yeah, I mean, do you have any other things in this movie? There's really not much else.
It's short and it's not to the point.
Yeah, we really pretty much touched everything that was in here that is important, I guess, to say. But I think that's it.
Yeah, that's really everything.
All right, so next week we're gonna be diving into Bloody Birthday. It's a little bit of an older one. My mother actually recommended this movie to me.
I'm excited about this one because this is finally getting into like the age of horror that I love, like the old slashers.
Yeah.
Like early slashers and like 80s fucking 79. Or is that when Halloween came out?
I'm not
79,
sure.
I believe.
Not sure. I'm not good with
78.
dates. I am not good with dates.
Me neither. 78 or 79, that's when Halloween came out. But after that on is when the slasher craze kicks off.
Yeah.
And this is from 1981, I believe.
Yes.
But yeah, this is really early on in the slasher craze when you still get all the holiday slasher movies, so I'm really pumped.
Yeah, so it's that movie is just, if you've seen Children of the Corn, kind of like that. Not exactly, it's not the same thing, but it's the same premise as you have these little kids that are going around that like do bad shit and kill people. Like that's kind of how I would do my best to explain it. We haven't watched it yet, so we're going to dive into that for next week's episode. But until then, this episode might have been a little bit relaxed and maybe not as interesting, just because I feel like whenever we have a flop, we don't have too many things to talk about because most of the things are flops. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's not much to say.
Be the fucking guy ranting and raving about every little
so
picky bad thing about it.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. Hope that what we said you're able to agree with for the most part, and if you have any additional commentary for us, or if you want to answer any of our questions that we may have asked during this episode, our Facebook page is a great place to hit us up on and to communicate with us. Also, just want to give a quick shout out. We now have an option on Anchor that you guys are able to, if you want to, don't have to, not asking for anything. But we have a support option now where you can make a small donation to our podcast. I think it's a monthly donation, if I'm not wrong. But
they're usually monthly.
Yeah, the lowest amount is like 99 cents. So like it's really not a lot. I think there's like a 99 cents, $5, and like 10 or so. I don't know. But the lowest one's like 99 cents. But just we're putting it out there just because of we'd love to be able to get better products for the podcast, is any money that we would make from that, we would put right back into the podcast. You know, like, we work, we have jobs. This isn't like something to gain money from you guys for nothing. It's just honestly to just put it right back into the podcast and get new things and upgrade, maybe get some videos going as well, just so that we're not just strictly audio. That would be nice. I know I've been asked a few times from people like, oh, when are you going to get videos up? It's like, well, when we have the resources to do so. And unfortunately right now we just don't. So just putting it out there for anybody who might have a few disposable dollars every month and wouldn't mind supporting the podcast. We do have our link on Facebook as well to Anchor. We have a post on there that has a link to like our YouTube, our Spotify, a bunch of different things, and Anchor is one of them. So it's on there if you guys would be interested, or if you wanted to message us on Facebook, we could also send you the link on there as well. But again, not asking anything, just putting it out there if you would want to, and we would definitely appreciate it and thank you very much if you want to support two losers from Pennsylvania as they talk about scary movies. So
100%.
Yeah.
The land of Romero.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it. Just, follow us on our pages and, communicate with us. We'd love to hear from you guys. We actually had our first person reach out to us a few weeks ago and talk to us a little bit about one of her favorite scary movies, and it was just nice to have a conversation with somebody about this. You know what I mean? So if you want to have a conversation with us, hit us up. We'll answer you as quick as we can, and we'd love to have a conversation. So
anyone who's enjoying, feel free to share links.
Yeah, we do appreciate
Yeah,
that as well.
as well.
If you're willing to share our stuff and broaden our horizon in a way, we would love to expand. And yeah, so I think that's it. So thank you for tuning in, and next week we're going to dive into Bloody Birthday. So anything else?
No, that's everything.
All right, so until next time, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.